Hello and welcome back to my channel, Crafty Concepts with Erin. I'm Erin and I have a scrapbook layout share for you today. If you're new here, welcome. This is a great opportunity to see what I do here on my channel. I have double page layouts as well as single pages, and these are ones I've been working on more recently. There are many that have process videos, but I do have some artwork in here that I have not shared yet with here on my YouTube channel, and also some layouts I created for Close to My Heart's annual convention. So stay tight for those. Let me set these to the side and we'll get started. The first layout I created with the Isabella collection. This does have a process video, but you can see it's a double page layout. I have 4 photos, but this is a large 5x7, and I was scrapbooking my son's cotillion photos, which was a formal event. So I thought the Isabella collection played up nicely to that. I love the big, bold floral elements, and we have some acrylic accents on here and lots of beautiful pattern paper worked in. You could see I still need to do my journaling. Sometimes I'm just bad about that, but I am going to work on it before I put it into its permanent album. This next one was fun. I did the packaging technique where we just did this ink smushing on the background there and then overlaid it with this circle die cut. Now these were part of a slimline celebration special. You had the circle and the star clusters, and as you can see they're perfectly sized for a slimline card front, but I'm a card maker too, but being a scrapbooker I wanted to use these on a scrapbook layout, so this is what I came up with, and I went with the whole circle elements here, and I thought it turned out really fun. The ink smushing is so easy to do with the packaging technique, and this also has a process video here on my channel. But I did a little ink blending on the bottom of my die cut letters there just to give it some character, and I like the way that turned out. And then I colored in the fish. Those are all stamped or embellishments created with stamps and colored in with Spectrum Noir tri-blend markers. This single page layout has a ink blending background here. Very simple, but it just creates this halo of color that adds a lot of interest. I did that with the seedless raspberry or seedless preserve distress oxide ink. And then if you look at my doodled florals, these are also embellishments created with stamps. Do you see that shimmer and shine on there? I colored them in with shimmer brushes. So that was kind of the focus of this layout, was to just use shimmer brushes to create those floral embellishments. And then just some wood grain paper from the core catalog and some enamel dots. Here's a layout I created with the White Pine special. This was like a bring back my pack. I love it when Close to My Heart does that and we get to revisit some favorite paper packs. But you'll see we have a large bold title. These are all stickers from the coordinating sticker sheet, and I created this visual triangle around my center photo, which was just the only family photo we managed to snap that particular year. This is back from 2013. I kind of jump all over the place with my scrapbooking, just whatever inspires me at the moment. This is a layout I did for convention featuring the Smarty Pants collection in the current annual core catalog. So this is a photograph of my son. It's the school pictures that they take every year, and I thought this is absolutely perfect. The colors and the embellishments and stickers were perfect for this photo. This is a Picture My Life card, a pocket card, and I thought that was so cute, the little mini composition notebook. And then we've got some stickers. These are stickers from the coordinating sticker sheet and some stamped images. I love the little pencil. It says, "I'll always pencil you in." And then a new day, a new adventure, and then some buttons that I've sewed on with a little bit of thread there. And then some stamping and die cuts. Now, if you guys have been watching my channel for a while, you've seen me do this technique before that you see on the background. Close to My Heart's cardstock has a white core, and so you can put embossing lines in it and then sand it and get this cool texture. And you'll see I've also sanded the edge of the sapphire blue cardstock as well, just to give it that distressed look. So you can do some really fun techniques having that white core option in the cardstock. So I'll be showing you quite a bit of the Smarty Pants in today's layout share. So stay tuned for some different looks on how to use this paper pack. Here is a double page layout. Now you wouldn't guess it, but this is also featuring Smarty Pants. So this peach pattern paper in the background, you'll see it has some tiny little stars on there. And then this is graph paper, or reminds me of graph paper. But you can see I did a very soft layout with soft, more feminine colors, if you will. And we added glitz and glam. These are photos of myself along with some good friends, and I was showing them stamping techniques. So I made my title close to my heart because that is the company I'm a maker for. And this sticker, Teach, Love, Inspire, that's what we do. It's just awesome being a part of this scrapbooking or crafty community and having the opportunity to teach others what we love and just be an inspiration. At least I hope I am. I hope I'm inspiring you guys. But I tucked a couple tags in here, and then again we just popped that glitter paper. This is Capri, which is a new color this year, and I absolutely love it. I think it's so pretty. This is the 3D flowers that you can layer. So we did cardstock and the glitter paper. Along with the sticker, or on the sticker sheet for the Smarty Pants collection, are these definitions. Teacher, a multitasking educational rock star who lives to inspire and loves to encourage, and creativity, when imagination has no limits, the secret behind all great minds. So that was just kind of a fun spin, and as you can see, non-school themed. Here's another single page layout I did with the White Pines collection. And again, these are all stickers that came off the coordinating sticker sheet. This paper pack is no longer available, I think. Now, you can always check in the online only section. I'll list my shop in the description box below. But there are stamps and papers and accessories that may not be in the catalog, but they are available online. So that's fun to keep in mind. But the splatter here is the Dina Wakely gloss spray in white, and I thought it made the perfect snow drops or snow flurries there for my winter layout of my son playing in the snow. Now this double page layout was done more recently. This features the Pumpkin Spice collection from Close to My Heart, and this was one of 3 layouts from a pre-designed workshop, and I kind of followed it. I more used it as a jumping off point and then kind of went my own way to make it work for my photos. But all the workshops are they're just awesome. If you are just starting out, it is like following a cookbook recipe. You just have to follow step by step. They tell you where to put the embellishments, what measurements to cut your paper, what size photos you need, or if you are feeling more adventurous or you're a more seasoned scrapbooker or have time to get creative, you can kind of do your own thing. So again, this was Pumpkin Spice, and I love this background paper that's pre-printed on the background, and I thought it was so pretty. Here is another layout featuring the Smarty Pants collection, and you can see I did the same kind of softer color scheme as the double page layout I just showed you. But this here is a pocket card. It's a 4x6 pocket card, and the I love you kind of inspired this whole paper, or this whole layout. I have a black and white photo of my husband that I turned black and white so it would go along and coordinate with the color scheme. But you can see this pattern paper on the background here that has the lined notebook style page, and then again that peach paper with the stars. We've done some splatter with the Dina Wakely gloss spray and some ink blending with Capri, and then I've created this shaker. Shakers aren't just for cards, they are very fun to put on scrapbook layouts as well. So this little element up here, my favorite subject is you. I want to show you guys where that came from. In the core catalog, I will first flip to the Smarty Pants collection here. So this is kind of, there's a lot of layouts I have to share because this is, again, what I was focusing on for convention. But here is the, overview. It's in the core catalog, so it's a larger paper pack. But you can see it's definitely very school themed, but you can definitely do, I keep saying definitely, different looks with this paper pack here. And these are the pocket cards. Not all of them are shown, but I want to show you the stamp. because I was proud of myself for kind of twisting this, which is not always one of my strengths. But it says my favorite subject, and you can check science, math, English, reading, social studies, or art. Well, I masked that off and just did my favorite subject, and then found a thank you stamp and stamped the word you. And I thought that was just kind of a fun twist on that school theme stamp. This is a single page layout. I do have a process video for this one. Most of these I have process videos for, except for all of the convention layouts that I have been sharing. This is the Wander collection, and I am an outdoor kind of a gal, so I was super excited for this collection. We were hiking the Narrows in Zion, and this paper pack is like made for Utah. And so I did this one on my YouTube channel, but then I went back and actually created a companion page. I had some more photos that I wanted to include, so I did this off camera after the fact. I learned this from watching Dorothy over at Scrapbooking Quebec. I'm like, that is genius. Sometimes I don't have time to do like a whole double page spread, and I just want to focus on a single page layout, but we don't have to leave those photos out. We can come back and do a companion page after the fact. So I just did this kind of horizontal strip, and then, you know, a photo down here. We did some splatter, and then I just pulled in the same pattern paper. We have the matte paper and this little geometric design, and then the colors to tie that in with the opposite page. Here is another Wander layout here. Now this one was scrap lifted from the catalog. The catalog is like an idea book, and it has tons of awesome artwork in there. And I love this one so much, so I just copied it with just a tiny few changes. And again, this is a different trip we were doing in the same area, but we went back last year and toured some different areas of Utah. And along with this one, since they're both Wander, I will share this layout as well. We were roasting marshmallows in Mesa Verde, and so I used the Wander collection. It was just about to get dark, even though it doesn't look like it in the photos. So I thought this little nighttime star paper would be perfect to help tell that story. And then these are just die cut letters that I've sanded again to show that white core cardstock. I think that's such a cool thing to be able to do. And then some stickers and stamped embellishments. I printed my journaling out on cardstock with my printer, and then laid a die cut tag over the top, and then cut that out and added some stamping there just for a little bit different journaling technique there. So for this double page layout, I am super excited how this one turned out. I've used the Smarty Pants collection to document these pictures of my husband and our boys building a tack shed, and they were, you know, helping their dad, learning some new woodworking skills and how to use power tools and whatnot. So I thought the Smarty Pants collection was perfect because this cork paper represents the wood, and we have the ruler here, and now it is a tape measure, right? We have some pencils because when you're woodworking, you need to make marks on your wood where to cut. So I've tucked those in far enough to camouflage the sentiment, which says, I'll pencil you in anytime. But I didn't feel that that sentiment quite went with the layout theme, so we just, again, tucked them in to hide that. And, you know, every day learn something new. That's a sticker from the Coordinating Smarty Pants sticker sheet. We have a little coffee cup, and ready to learn, our title. We're always learning, right? Whether it be learning in school or learning a hobby or a new skill. I thought that was very appropriate title and very versatile. This is one of the Picture My Life cards from the collection, Work, Learn, and Grow. How perfect is that? And then this is also a pocket card that I've cut in half and tucked in the top and bottom to highlight this photo here. So I've added some wooden arrows from my stash to, again, just bring in some texture, you know, represent the woodworking that's going on. And then, you know, we've used the graph paper, just a strip of that composition note paper, and then some charcoal cardstock as our base layer. And we have part of that sticker. We cut off the word inspire and tucked it in there. Obviously you guys are starting to pick up that I like to use tags on my layouts to kind of be the base for my embellishment cluster. And then this fun definition: teacher, a person who leaves a lifelong impression on your heart. Obviously their dad is definitely one in their life that's leaving a lifelong impression. So I thought that was very perfect for this layout. And then this is from the coordinating stamp set, A New Day, A New Adventure. I've used this one quite a bit, and I love that we can customize the color just by switching up the ink color to match our layout. So super fun layout. Plus I finally got my tack shed done and it's all nice and organized. So who doesn't love that? Major bonus, right? This was a really fun layout. I love the vibrant color palette, and of course my dog Moss, I love him. He's so pretty and photogenic, so I'm a little bit biased, but I was documenting his obsession over watermelon. So summer treats, and I have the doodled floral stamped images that I created the embellishments from. And if you haven't noticed, I love doing this. I just tuck tags behind my embellishment cluster and it helps them stand out, and it just adds another interesting element and layer. So the watermelon was cut from, I believe that was a stamp of the month, and again, I just love it. It's fun. The papers here were from one of the mix-in paper packs, and then I added some ribbon from my stash. I have a ton of ribbon and I'm trying to make a dent in it, so that is where that came from. This layout is from one of Close to My Heart's calendar kits, and they're like a cut above kit, and I'll tell you more about that here in a second. But everything is like, not everything, but a lot of this is pre-printed. So it looks like I have a layer of charcoal cardstock behind the white, but that in fact is it's printed that way. And even these splatters and rectangles are pre-printed on the layout. So it's super fast. And then we have some layered pattern paper to put over the top and add some texture and dimension. And then I added the wooden elements myself. But it's designed to be the cover page of a calendar. And what's so cool about these calendar kits is that you can just get the scrapbooking portion, or you can create a calendar. And then when you're done with it, you have 13 layouts to tuck into your album. So this, I'm showing you this one at the same time because it is another one from that same collection. All of these were like punch outs. They come in a sheet, you just pop them out. All of these layers here were just ready to go. You're just kind of putting it together and you're following the photo for an example, and so you really can't mess these up. I love taking them to crops, or if I just want to create some layouts quickly, or again, use as a jumping off point. I know your guys' time is valuable, but I'm super excited about this, so I just have to show it to you. Close to My Heart came out with another cut above layout kit. It's called Remember Today. So if you get the whole bundle, you get the calendar base, you get all the bits and pieces, and they give you this guide to put everything together, and it comes with a stamp set, which I'm a planner girl, and it's designed for calendars, so it works great for your planners too. I mean, this is awesome. We all have sentiments that you would use on a calendar, and then little banners and pennant banners and lines to make lists, all sorts of perfect elements for your calendar or your planner pages. So really quick, I just want to show you, again, there's 13 layouts because there is the cover page and then one for each month. Look how cute that explore page is. And the butterflies, that one, they are so cute. I love them. And then there's the cover page, which you could use as the cover page for your 2022 album. There's this one here with the tags, real life, moments together. That one's cute. Look at the little speech bubbles there, and everyday magic. So again, there's some that are stickers, numbers for the calendar if you choose to put the calendar again together, and then these elements just pop out. So I won't take it all apart because I'm not ready to cut into this yet, but I just want to show you guys how those pop out. Anyway, super cool. You can find information below in my description box. So back to the layouts. This one I created, Life is Better at the Beach, and we were focusing on stamping on layouts. So all of these embellishments are created with stamps. The title is stamped, everything is stamped. And then along with this one, I'll show you at the same time because it's similar, I did a lake life one as well. And the same thing, we created this background with stamping. I had a large stamp and just stamped it twice. All of these are stamped images and just die cut out, and then I stamped the title and I used a little ink splotch on the background behind the title to create that there. I'm going to show you guys, this is the Perfectly Imperfect pattern stamp set in the core catalog, and they're all stained, but that's okay. It doesn't hurt them at all. But that is how I created that watercolor splotch look behind there. And you can see there's some intentional splatters, smaller splotches as well as larger, and you can layer them as well. So those are really cool. Let me move these out of the way. This is a layout I created in my private Facebook customer group, and we were talking about ways to incorporate embossing folders into scrapbooking. So I made this grid style layout with the circles and then embossed the circles and did a little sanding to bring out that white core. But this is just one way that you can use embossing folders, is to add texture to your cardstock there. So this is a simple layout, but I love how you can highlight all the different pattern papers in a collection with this particular style of layout. It's a really fun one to do. This one, I was documenting my son's love of reading, and I'm a reader too. A lot of us in my family are readers, but this is also made with the Smarty Pants collection. All of these papers, so the background paper, the graph paper, and then stickers from the sticker sheet. This is a pocket card here, and I added some wood elements. Now this little stack of books and the Reading is Dreaming with Your Eyes Open comes from a stamp set in the core catalog, and if you are a reader, this is one you're going to want for your collection. It's called In a Book stamp, and you can get it with the coordinating thin cuts. If you don't have a die cutting machine, you can get the stamp image without, but you can see how I did the little stack of books and then just colored those in with my Spectrum Noir Tri-Blend markers. And Reading is Dreaming with Your Eyes Open. There's books on here. Right here I did So Many Books, So Little Time. That came from right here, but super cute. There's a definition, a person who collects or has a great love of books, similar. Book lover, bookworm, oh my gosh, I can't even say that. Bibliomaniac. I think I got that right. But coffee cup and just one more chapter. And then of course there's this super cute girl here with her nose in a book, and I am going to use that stamp very soon on a layout. But yeah, super cute. Book lovers I know are pretty excited about that stamp. So again, Smarty Pants collection with this layout. Now this one was done as a creative design team collaboration, I believe back in September. There is a video for this, and it was a back to school themed collaboration. So I used the Smarty Pants collection as its intended purpose to document my youngest son. He had earned the honor roll and he was so excited. So we snapped this photo, and these are stamped images from the coordinating stamp set and then a few stickers from the coordinating sticker sheet. And this, You Can't Spell Awesome Without Me, is also from the stamp set that goes along with this collection. Now we created this little pocket here, and it's like a library card. I still have to add my journaling to that. I swear I will do my journaling before I put them in their permanent albums. But let me show you this because it's super cool. So it's called the date stamp, and you can see it's got the library card with those nice rounded edges. It does come with the coordinating dies, which you could get it without, but you definitely want the dies. It creates the pocket with the score lines and then the library card. So in addition to having the lined notebook part, or the card, there are tons of other little stamps in here. You can create the date very easy. There's the months of the year, the days of the week, and of course you can add other little details here and spell different words here. It's like the best day, night, the best life, you know, I mean, you can, or on this day. So I did remember this day is what, and then stamp the date, and then I'll journal the details of what was happening and the story behind this photo. But that is a super fun stamp set, and I just, again, love this little pocket element there. The word paper in the background, super fun too, because it actually does spell out terms like classroom. And one of my viewers suggested in this video, you could actually highlight them or circle them like you would do in a word search. And that would be fun to do on a, you know, pattern paper in the background. Now, these layouts I've done more recently. These are with the Fall Collection Pumpkin Spice. This was scrap lifted from the catalog, but I kind of did some changes because I just can't help myself. But that was really fun, and I think this would be really neat to do at Christmas time also. And what a great layout for leftovers, right? I mean, these could just all be scraps from different Christmas papers that you have if you want to do a Christmas one. And you can see that gold splatter on there. That is the Dina Wakley gloss spray in the color Gilt. And I'll show you another one I did with the Pumpkin Spice collection. And now this stamp set comes from the Wonderland set, which is in the current catalog for November and December. It's a hot cocoa kind of a day, but I thought it went along perfect with my fall photos. And this was a layout sketch that started from the Make It From Your Heart layout, which is Someone Close to My Heart's idea books that have the cutting guides and everything. So they're super awesome. And these both have process videos for those. And while we're looking at Pumpkin Spice, I will show you this one. This is another one from the workshop, Pumpkin Spice workshop, but I switched it up and I added some additional photos which are stuck to the page protector, but in a flip flap. So another photo sits over the top of this and you flip it up and then your journaling is underneath. So if you don't know what flip flaps are, you're going to want to check out this video because they are so fun to use and a great way to add hidden journaling or extra photos to your layout. I almost forgot, I have one more Pumpkin Spice layout to share. This one is super fun and it was something different for me. I typically use White Daisy cardstock as my base layer, and I obviously went with colored cardstock and pattern paper here to create this one. And I love it. I love the way it looks. It's fun to switch it up and try new things. So we have a lot of different elements creating our embellishment clusters. I have die cut leaves, some stamped leaves. We have stickers from the coordinating sticker sheet. These little characters were from the Slimline Celebration and they are stamped and colored with my Spectrum Noir Tri-Blend markers. The title I stamped and fussy cut out, and we did an ombre effect there. You can see the bottom is darker than the top, which always adds a lot of interest, and it's neat to get some custom colors like that. And then this is not pattern paper. This is also stamping we did. Again, and it's so perfect because you just choose your ink colors to match your paper pack. And that is, you guys have probably heard me say this before, I love Close to My Heart, and one of my favorite things is the color coordination. The inks match the cardstock and the pattern, the colors in the pattern papers. Everything just coordinates so beautifully, making it super easy to mix and match paper packs and just different elements, and you don't have a gazillion shades of red trying to match them, right? You know, you have your red matches your paper, matches your pattern paper, and matches your ink. It's really easy that way. So we've also added some sequins just to add some sparkle, and there's some wood, a few little wooden elements on here as well, but just another fun fall layout. I have another layout I did convert for convention featuring the Smarty Pants collection. You can see we use that graph paper for our background, and this is a pocket card with all sorts of words on it that were perfect for my son. Cool, neat, nailed it, yay. And I'm just documenting how he likes to fix things. So that's what he's doing here. He's fixing one of his toys. And so the sticker, You're Awesome, is off, or my title, You're Awesome, is off the sticker sheet. And so is the word brilliant. This is a stamped image, and I layered the wow over that. A new day, a new adventure. And I love that we can customize the colors. I wanted just a little pop of red, and I have a pencil here to create that visual triangle with that color. I've added some sapphire shimmer brush to the background and some ink blending to the edges, and this is a really simple layout. You know, you can create a line of photos here, either going vertical, and I'll show you a similar concept, horizontal. So here is one, like I said, similar layout, but instead of vertical, we're going horizontal. Now, if you turn it, you can kind of see, you know, we have the card sticking out the bottom, and then we've still created kind of, you know, we've spread out our embellishments to draw your eye across the layout. So this is one I did with some mix-in paper pack of my son and his love for bugs. And yes, can you see that? He's got a praying mantis on his eyeball. Creepy. Boys, you gotta love them, right? So now we're ready to get into Christmas. I just have a few layouts left, so thank you guys for hanging in if you're still here. This is the Holly and Ivy collection, and this was from the Holly and Ivy workshop collection, but I did change up just a few things. This is pretty much how it was, but they had another photo here. I didn't have a fourth photo for this page, so I created an embellishment cluster with tags like you guys have seen me do on many of my layouts. And I just love the traditional feel of this paper pack. It's absolutely gorgeous. So along with that layout, I created this one here, a single page layout. And again, Christmas, and we have the trees in the background. We were doing a little family photo shoot, and so I really wanted that red to stand out. So I decorated my die cut tree here with red sequins from the Holiday Sequins collection. And we've tucked some tags for layering, a little bit of, you know, dovetailing on our pattern paper there. This is a pocket card that I just layered behind there. And then I thought this was fun, a little circular element. And you'll notice these are cut from this pattern paper. This pattern paper is awesome for sentiments on cards. I mean, look at that. You could just cut all those up and have a gazillion sentiments, right? So still going with Christmas, I created this one in a process video here on my channel, and I was highlighting the star slimline thin cut. And again, these are still available. So rather than using it in one solid piece, I cut it out and I used some of the negative pieces as well as some of the outlines. And we used a star 12 by 12 stencil to put some texture paste on the background. Can you see that subtle texture paste? Very cool look. I love it. And then we cut the stars from gold glitter paper and then created this little tag with more stars. The note paper, the music paper, is from the core catalog, and it's called Noteworthy, I believe. And it has all different pattern papers in there that are like the music sheet and notebook paper and ledger paper and things like that. It's a really cool paper pack. So we created our title with some embossing. I don't know if you can see that there. It's kind of shiny, but this was my son's school play, and you can see the stars in the photo and the blues. So that's kind of what inspired this layout. So I have some Halloween layouts to share. Now this one was really fun because I did a little bit non-traditional for Halloween. The leaves and the floral elements were created with this die cut set. It's called Layered Flowers, and you can see how you can layer the pieces, mix and match. You've got leaves here, little flower centers, some branches, different leaves, and you can really create custom looks by die cutting these from pattern paper or cardstock to match your layout. So I've never done black leaves before, but I think they're so cool. I love the way they turned out. So I was in Disneyland at Halloween time, and I love the landscaping in Disneyland. So that's why I have Halloween, but I went with the flowers to kind of document that story of the landscaping at Disneyland. Here is another one from the Boo Crew collection. My son, who made himself a costume and cut up one of my sheets. More tags, and then these are stickers and stamped images from the coordinating sticker sheet. I printed my journaling on vellum. I actually did that on this previous layout too. And that allows the pattern paper to show through, and I love doing that. It's subtle, it doesn't detract from the layout, but you can still get a lot of text on there. So vellum, I just run it right through my printer and give it a second to dry, and it works really well. Again, more of that background texture with the embossing or scoring and sanding technique. And Close to My Heart does have black cardstock that is solid black all the way through. So you have options, and we love options, right? But this is my niece, and I really wanted to play up the pink in her broken doll costume for Halloween. So I added the wild berry, which is the color of the year, glitter paper, and cut this out in the slimline die cut alphabet set, and then added some glitter paper behind the sticker elements. And we did lots of stamping. Remember that Perfectly Imperfect pattern stamp? I did this with that also, just behind my photos, and then stamped the stars and the spider webs. This is my last Boo Crew layout of my son. We made these spiders, and this spider paper was absolutely perfect for documenting this memory. And again, we just did some ink blending, some splattering with our black shimmer brush, and some paper tearing and layering. And then these are just all stickers from the coordinating sticker sheet. And then I've done my journaling in strip journaling, again, printing it out on my printer and then just cutting it into strips with my little miniature paper trimmer. So that sums it up for this layout share. Now I get to tuck all of these in their permanent albums. And I've been asked this question many times. I put, as I'm working on them, because I jump around so much, I put them in a D-ring album. And that's temporary. And then when that gets full, I force myself to go file them away in their permanent albums. I scrapbook chronologically, so each album or each year has its own album. And then of course there's wedding album, and then my kids' first year, and big vacation albums that have their separate. But just everyday life, we go January 1st through December 31st for each year. So but I don't scrapbook that way. Like I said, I jump all around. So I put them in a D-ring album and then transfer them to the post-bound albums. And the reason I do that is I like the way the post-bound albums lay when they're open. It butts the albums up next to each other, and I feel like they have better longevity. I've had D-ring albums from multiple companies, and if they get dropped, those rings can get bent and misaligned, and then your pages don't turn nicely, and that drives me crazy. So again, I just have a couple D-ring albums from Close to My Heart that I really like, and so far these ones have not gotten dropped. You're like, why are you running around dropping your albums? Well, I have kids, and they like to look at the albums, and it just happens. Or they're on the coffee table and someone's wrestling and they shove them off the coffee table. It happens. So anyway, that's kind of why I use the D-rings and then transfer them to the post-bound albums. Hopefully that makes sense. Thank you guys so much for hanging in all the way to the end. I hope that you have been inspired. Here are a few more videos to further inspire you. And thanks for stopping by and spending time with me today. Bye.